1. Introduction: the power of forcing yourself. In life, there are many times when we just can't seem to motivate ourselves. But if we keep waiting for motivation, we might never achieve our goals. The truth is, often we have to force ourselves to start working, to get up, to keep pushing, even when we don't feel like it. When you learn to push yourself, that's when real progress happens. This habit sets you apart and makes you one of those who never give up. Forcing yourself is the secret to unlocking extraordinary success. 2. Understanding resistance. Everyone has a natural resistance inside them that prefers to stay comfortable. This resistance stops you from growing and pushes you to stay in your comfort zone. But real growth only happens when you break through this resistance and keep moving forward. When you force yourself, you test your inner strength and willpower. Remember, the stronger the resistance, the more powerful your success will be once you overcome it. 3. Why waiting for motivation is dangerous. We often think, I'll start when I feel motivated. But motivation is unpredictable. It comes and goes. If you keep waiting for it, you may never finish your work. That's why it's essential to force yourself to act, even when you don't feel like it. Once you start moving, motivation often follows. Action creates momentum, and momentum fuels motivation. 4. The role of discipline. Discipline means controlling your emotions and consistently working towards your goals. When you force yourself, you develop discipline. Discipline keeps you working even when motivation is absent. It is the key factor that helps you push through difficult times. Make discipline a part of your daily life because it is what ultimately leads to success. 5. Small steps matter. When you see a big goal, it can feel overwhelming, and many people freeze or procrastinate. But you should force yourself to take small steps toward your goal every day, even if it's just 5 minutes of work. Consistent small actions add up over time. When you build momentum through small wins, you'll eventually reach big results. Never underestimate the power of tiny, consistent efforts. 6. When you don't feel like it, do it anyway. Everyone feels lazy or unmotivated sometimes, but real champions push themselves to work even when they don't want to. When you ignore your feelings and start working anyway, you build a habit of consistency. This habit will help you achieve more than you ever imagined. Consistency, not motivation, is the key to long-term success. 7. The importance of routine. Routines give your day structure and make it easier to get work done. When you force yourself to follow a daily routine, your productivity increases. Your brain learns to expect work at specific times, which reduces decision fatigue. Without having to think about it, you start doing your tasks automatically. Good routines are the foundation of successful habits. 8. Visualizing the end result. Sometimes goals seem far away, which makes us lose interest or give up early. But if you force yourself to visualize the end result clearly, it fuels your motivation. Remind yourself every day why you're working so hard. When you keep your goal in mind, you create a strong emotional connection that pushes you to keep going even when things get tough. 9. Overcoming fear through action. Fear can stop you from taking the first step, but action moves you forward. When you force yourself to act despite fear, your courage grows. Action helps reduce anxiety and builds confidence. Each time you act despite fear, it gets easier to do so again. Don't let fear be a barrier. Let action be your solution. 10. Using accountability to force yourself. Sharing your goals with a friend or mentor makes you accountable. When you know someone is checking your progress, you're more likely to force yourself to complete tasks. Accountability reduces laziness and excuses. It's a powerful way to strengthen your ability to push yourself and stay committed to your goals. 11. The role of self-talk. The way you talk to yourself matters a lot. Positive self-talk like, I can do this, or I must finish this, sends encouraging signals to your brain. Negative thoughts like, I can't do this, weaken your resolve. Train yourself to speak words that build your confidence and determination. Self-talk can be a powerful tool to force yourself into action. 12. Breaking big tasks into smaller pieces. Big goals can be intimidating and make you feel helpless, but if you break big tasks into smaller, manageable pieces, each step becomes easier to accomplish. This method forces you to make progress daily. Every small success motivates you to take the next step and brings you closer to your overall goal. 13. Embracing discomfort. We tend to avoid discomfort and stay in our comfort zones. But true growth happens when you embrace discomfort and push beyond your limits. Forcing yourself to work through tough situations helps you break boundaries and become stronger. Discomfort is a teacher that builds your resilience. Learn to welcome it instead of fearing it. 14. Ignoring the inner critic. Everyone has a voice inside that doubts their abilities and says, "You can't do this." This inner critic is the biggest enemy of your growth. To force yourself, you must learn to ignore or challenge this negative voice. Focus on your goals and drown out self-doubt. When you silence your inner critic, you open the door to unstoppable progress. 15. Using deadlines to force yourself. Deadlines create pressure that makes you take action. Setting deadlines for yourself prevents procrastination because you know you have to finish by a certain time. Deadlines help you prioritize your work and manage your time effectively. Use deadlines as a tool to push yourself to complete tasks promptly. 16. The power of commitment. When you commit to something, you bind yourself to it emotionally and mentally. Commitment makes you feel responsible for your goals, increasing your motivation. When you are fully committed, forcing yourself becomes natural. Commitment doubles your ability to push through difficulties and stay focused. 17. Learning from failure. Failure is part of everyone's journey. The difference lies in how you respond to it. When you force yourself to learn from failures, you grow stronger each time. Treat failure not as defeat but as valuable feedback. Every time you fall and get back up, you move closer to success. 18. Rewarding yourself. Celebrating small wins with rewards creates positive feelings and keeps you motivated. Rewards make your hard work enjoyable and encourage you to force yourself even more. Whether it's a small treat or a break, recognizing progress is essential for maintaining momentum. 19. Keeping your eyes on progress, not perfection. Perfectionism often stops people from starting or finishing their work. But real success is about progress, not perfection. When you force yourself to improve a little each day, you avoid the trap of perfectionism. Focus on becoming better every day rather than waiting to be perfect. Very Rate, written and Autry Tavard. Performed in 2014. Just look up, Become the Person Who Forces Yourself. Once you learn to force yourself, you reach a new level of personal power. This habit turns you into someone who keeps going no matter the obstacles. Forcing yourself isn't just a technique, it's a lifestyle. Keep pushing, keep achieving small victories, and you will turn your dreams